Hello friends, this is our 11th lecture and you can see today you have got other approaches, post-structuralist approach, then the view of post-colonial writers and also third world, it's almost the same. So the post-structuralist feminists, they are also called French feminists. They use the insights of various epistemological movements. Epistemology means knowledge. Episteme means knowledge. Epistemological movements, including say, psychoanalysis, that's one. Then you have got linguistics. You have ideas of social linguistics, political theory like Marxists and neo-Marxists. You have also race theory, literary theory, and other intellectual currents. They are using these to explore and define feminist concerns. Psychoanalysis they are using. Marxist approach, we already saw it the other day. Literary theory they are using. Feminism also we can see now, they say it's a literary theory in a way. Linguistics, language they are using, or to define, explore the feminist concerns. So, they have found out it is a mistake to equate feminist movements with gender equality. That is one of the we can say discoveries they have made in the modern period. It is a mistake to equate feminist movement with gender equality. You know why? The reason is because equality is defined within a masculine or patriarchal perspective. See that? So what happens is that there will be only, if you, who is the master? The master is patriarchy, or the masculine situation, or you can say masculine power. Masculine power and patriarchy, they will be deciding this equality. To what extent, what is equality and so on. Therefore, the post-structuralist feminists or moderns, they say that we don't want it. It's a mistake to think about equality. Because we have no choice. There again, what comes in is the male discourse. And of this, the most famous, you can see, or vociferous, you can say, is Judith Butler. Judith Butler. And she said, her view, that's very important, Judith Butler. See? And her view is that sex as well as gender, she said, sex as well as gender is constructed through language. You got the point, there is a point there. With language is unstable. In language there is no meaning. There is no presence, there is only difference, there is only, that is, we can say, or if we use Derrida's, only difference and difference. So, difference, maybe you are very familiar with this words when you are doing deconstruction. Yes. Difference, so that itself is an illusion. So that way she says, Judith Butler says, sex as well as gender is constructed through language. Language is a symbolic system. There is nothing present in it, nothing concrete in it. So if it is a symbolic system, it may sometimes melt like ice before sunshine. Isn't it? It can happen like that. So, language. She had book 1990, she published a book, Gender Trouble, that's the title. Gender, 1990 book. 1990, Gender Trouble. That's the book, title of the book. And what did she say? She said, she criticizes the distinction drawn by previous feminisms between biological sex and socially constructed gender. So she is against this distinction. She criticizes Simone de Beauvoir. She said, why? The reason is this soil, not this first and foremost, it is constructed, it is a creation of language. And secondly, she says, this kind of difference between or focusing on difference is unimportant, because what determines gender according to Judith Butler is, she says that gender is performative. Very important. Gender is performative. Gender is performative. So it depends on your performance. See, for example, you can see humans, males, men do things equally well, women also can. So in that case, what is the difference? Performance is the same, or in a better way. So there is no single cause for women's subordination. There is no single approach to deal with the issue. Multiplicity. Post-structuralism and postmodernism is, as you can see, the basis of this, you can see multiplicity. Not a single cause, not a single narrative, not a grand narrative, not a solution for all. So this is what we find. So the same thing she also says. There is another person, Donna Haraway. Donna Haraway. Donna Haraway. Donna Haraway. What does she say? Donna Haraway, and she has written a book, A Cyborg Manifesto. That's the title. A Cyborg Manifesto. And there she says, so these are post-structural and post-feminist views, postmodern views. She wrote a book, Cyborg. And there, what she does is that in Cyborg Manifesto is the title. She criticizes traditional notions of feminism. So traditional notions of feminism come under attack, like distinction between sex and gender and so on, male or female like this. So it says, because already we are saying it depends on performance. And in this case, Cyborg Manifesto, she says that she criticizes traditional notions of feminism. She uses a metaphor, the metaphor of cyborg. The metaphor of cyborg. And what is cyborg? That's very interesting. And that is, cyborg is, she says, an organism that is self-regulating. Integration of artificial and natural systems. Cyborg, you can understand that. Suppose you have got a pacemaker here, then that is integration of artificial and natural systems. Now what does she mean by this? There is self-sufficiency. Self-sufficiency. So we saw in one of our previous lectures now, these women, they are subordinate, they have to gender roles, they are gender roles, they have to submit to stereotypes like this, and they are safety valves, we saw, emotional safety valves. So in this case what happens is this, woman is a completely, you can say, that is independent system. Independent. Artificial and natural system together. Integration. It's for what? It is for emphasizing the independence. And the postmodern feminists, they come up with stereotypical roles, not for describing it, but as a parody, making fun of it, or fooling. That's the reason. They say, child, very good, very good. See that? But it is, actually it is not for with a positive, not with a positive aspect, but for making fun of it. So stereotypical roles are made fun of, or they are parodying. Understand? They criticize modern feminist theories associated with Western middle class academia. There are many points to remember about this. First of all, they want to establish their independence. Secondly, they attack, they are parody of stereotypical roles that women had to or forced to do. And now another point they have to notice that middle class Western academia. Actually, when you see the early history of feminism, they have got the upper hand. Middle class Western academia. So this middle class European women, they thought that all women have the same problem. So all the women's problems of all women can be solved in the same way. Certain theories and so on. So this they criticize. Again, the main reason is multiplicity. Understand? Western middle class academia. And is a mainstream too. There's a mainstream is too narrow. Not attentive to class, race, or related issues. So in other words, when you find post-structuralist views or postmodern views, you find a critique of this. Traditional feminist views, or traditional feminism, now we can say, when you consider modern, this, the other is traditional. What you find is that they criticize. They have reasons for that. One, it is Western middle class academia dominated. Second, it has nothing to do with race. They are not mentioning about race, class, and ethnicity and so on. And it's cultural relativism. Cultural relativism they are not concerned. And the construct of sex, gender, etc., that is only language, created in language. And there's nothing like how you are going to, what is the parameter for saying that one is male and the other is female. It is not the way the traditional view, but it is only performative, depends on your performance and absolute independence. These are the things that you find in postmodern or post-structuralist feminism. Understand? I think that is clear to you. When you come to third world feminism or post-colonial feminism, this is from 1980s onwards, you can say post-colonial. Post-colonial feminism, they are focusing their attention not on a particular group like the Western middle class women also, but it's global issues. Why? Because as you can see, the majority of people are post-colonial now. Understand? All of them, these countries that we see, that we come across, their problems and so on. It's third world countries, what we call developing countries. So therefore the issue is global. You are African, you have got the Asian, like that. So therefore it is global issues. So they are focusing on issues like rape, for example, incest. In certain cultures, once upon a time incest was winged, we can say, but now no, incest, cultural, prostitution. So it's a global issue. And culturally specific issues. See, for example, like the mutilation of female genitals. That's cultural specific, mutilation of female genitals. Glass ceiling practices. These are culturally specific. Then racism, colonialism, and classism. These are global issues. So when we come to post-colonial or third world feminism, the issue, we can say the focus changes from group to global. That's what happens. The issues like rape culture and so on. Understand? Then what happened is that Another very interesting thing to notice, it may not be very interesting, is colonial powers, wherever they went in, they were not very happy with the traditional practices of the traditional native practices. They thought that is unhygienic, uncivilized and so on. And they also thought that there is, before that you can see, when the foreigners landed, at least for some time there was oppression. Oppression based on race. Because they thought there is an other, that is the feeling. Self and the other. Colonizer is self, the colonized is other. You can, when you go through the post-colonial writings, you will find that. There is mockery and mimicry, so to say. Understand? Mockery and mimicry. And you find the sufferings of these people. The African women, the black feminism, you will see in Alice Walker. She laments the spiritual waste of our mothers and grandmothers. Search of mother's gardening. Sally Morgan's My Places, Australia. Multiple biographies. What a heartrending story she tells about the aborigines of Australia. Australia. So you can see that a vivid picture of how because of racial reasons, how the aborigines or the black people, they suffered at the hands of the masters, their masters, that is colonizers. So these are issues that have come up. They thought that these people are passive, they are victims, see? They are uneducated, uncultured, and as a result of that, the oppression they had to suffer. The oppression they had to suffer, there is no words to express. You read Alice Walker and also Sally Morgan. And is some of their writings that will give you a first-hand information about this. Understand? So they are also, third world feminism also, against universalizing tendencies. Thus a local problem should be solved by local solutions. See what is happening, the women, for example the middle class women in the sufferings or what we call the oppression suffered by middle class women in England or America, nothing to do with, there's absolutely no comparison between that and the poor people living in, say, Africa or in Asian countries, or a colonized situation. Because anyhow, whatever happened, they are the masters, and the colonized, they are the other. So that problem is there. You will find another author, that is Chandra Talpade Mohani. You have come across Chandra Talpade Mohani. So she Western feminist, she is a critic of Western feminism. She says it is ethnocentric. And also, you will find during this period, during this phase, references to black feminism, then womanism, Africana feminism, Africana womanism, sorry, not feminism, and also you find this, you find other forms of repression in different places. Understand? In different places you find. So therefore, motherism is another. Motherism. See that? Mother. Then there are what we call, feminisms. So like this, motherism. Femalism. there are issues that they are discussing or they are referring to. So you have a Western attitude towards Western feminism is ethnocentric. That is what Chandra Talpade and Mohanty says. And also, as I told you, there are many other forms like this: motherism, femaleism. Then you have got black feminism, womanism, Africana womanism. A lot of things connected with thinking topics to think about, and I think that all those things don't come within the ambit of our discussion of feminism, and therefore, for the time being, you have a general knowledge about it. Understand? So today we discussed the 2 points. One is postmodern or post-structuralist. The other is third world or what is a post-colonial or the developing world. So the thing that comes to our mind is issue is becoming globalized, and then there is the angle is changing from the middle class European women to global. That is the third world countries, people of the third world countries, and the issues also like prostitution, rape, then cultural specific oppression and so on. And another point that you see, as Judith Butler said, there's nothing like male and female. You don't make a distinction like that. And instead you see, thinking about the performance of those people. There's performative, gender is performative. That's a very important point to underline. Gender is performative. Performative. You think about Judith, you think about Kate Millett, we say about sexual politics, like this. So in this case, he said gender is performative. She also delves deep into the linguistic situation. Says it is a construct, it is a linguistic construct. There's no reality in it. I think that these are the main points. One, globalizing the issue, and secondly, gender is performative. And you have got others like Donna Haraway. She is her cyborg, a cyborg manifesto. That's very interesting. That's all about self-regulating. An organism that is self-regulating. And which is the organism here self-regulating? That is woman. So that the focus is on that. I think you get an overall idea about this. As I have already said, we don't go like a research scholar, but these are popular lectures. Popular means not that they are very famous. That way also there is a meaning of popular. The actor is very popular means not that way, but not like classical lecture, you can say. But at the same time, you can get to know this. This is a kind of introduction again. You can get into textbooks or textbooks related to such matters, and from the standpoint of a PG student, that's what I am thinking about. See, not a research scholar. I think this will be of some help to you. Understand? You got the point. Some help to you. So I wish you best of luck. Have a nice time. Enjoy your life till we meet again. Bye.